Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to talk about the entry list of the 6 Hours of the Glen, which will be the 6th IMSA round in 2024. There will be 56 cars competing among 4 classes. For this race, every team in the LMP2 and GTD classes must have 3 drivers in their cars, while the GTP and the GTD Pro classes must have at least 2 drivers and a maximum of 3 drivers each car. So who are all the drivers competing at the 6 Hours of the Glen in the IMSA Weathertech Sportscar Championship? So let's discover them now. Number 1, GTD. There will be 21 cars confirmed for the Sebring round. Compared to the 12 Hours of Sebring round, which was the last endurance race, we're not gonna have AWA number 17. So let's discover the GTD drivers. The first team in this list is Vassar Sullivan number 12 with Frankie Montecalvo, Parker Thompson and Aaron Tellitz. The second team in this list is AWA number 13 with Ori Fidani, Matt Bell and Lars Kern. At AF course number 21, Francois Herriot, Simon Mann and the new 24 Hours of Le Mans winner Miguel Molina will be the drivers. Now let's talk about the Triarci Competizione number 023. The drivers confirmed are Charles Scardina, Onofrio Triarci and Alessio Ravera. The next one is the Heart of Racing team number 27 and its driver lineup is with Ian James, Roman De Angelis and Zachary Robichon. Now the Korthoff Preston Motorsports number 32. The drivers are Mike Skeen, Michael Grenier and Kenton Koch. At Conquest Racing number 34, the team will have Manny Franco, Albert Costa Balboa and Cedric Spirazzoli. The next team is Magnus Racing number 44. Andy Lally, John Potter and Spencer Pompelli were confirmed as the drivers for Watkins Glen. Now the Andretti Motorsports number 43 and will have Jarrett Andretti, Gabby Chavez and Scott Hargrove as the drivers. Now Wayne Taylor Racing with Andretti number 45. Danny Formal, Kyle Marcelli and Graham Doyle are confirmed as the drivers in this car. The next team is Settler Racing number 47. The drivers are Roberto Lacorti, Giorgio Sonegiato and also the new 24 Hours Le Mans winner driver Antonio Fuoco. The only Mustang in the GTD class, the Proton Competition number 55, Corey Lewis, Gianmarco Leverato and Ryan Hardwick are the drivers. And here comes the Windward Racing number 57. The team will have Russell Ward, Philip Ellis and Indy Donge as the drivers. And now the only Acura GT3 team with the Gradient Racing number 66. The team will have a lineup with Sheena Monk, Stephen McAleer and Tatiana Calderon. The next team is the Inception Racing number 70. Brendan Iribe, Frederick Schandorf and Ollie Miltoy are the drivers selected for the Watkins Glen round. Now the 78 Forte Racing. The drivers are Loris Spinelli, Misha Goikhberg and Devlin DeFrancesco. Lone Star Racing number 80 with a Mercedes-AMG GT3 Evo car will have Sally Yalik, Rui Andrade and Scott Andrews. The next one is Iron Dames number 83 which will have a full female lineup. Sarah Bovey, Rahel Fry and Michelle Gadding are the drivers. And here comes MDK Motorsports number 86. The drivers confirmed are Caron Lee, Anders Fjordbach and Klaus Bachler. Now the penultimate team in this list is Turner Motorsport number 96, the only one to use a BMW M4 GT3 at the GTD class. Robbie Foley, Patrick Gallagher and Jake Walker are the drivers. And finally the Wright Motorsports number 120. Adam Adelson, Elliot Skier and Yen Halen are the drivers. Number 2, GTD Pro. There will be 11 cars confirmed at the Watkins Glen. Compared to the Sebring round, we will not have the car number 60 Iron Lynx. So let's discover the GTD Pro drivers. Beginning with the Corvette Racing by Pratt Miller with 2 cars. The GM team decided to have only 2 drivers for each car in this round. First the car number 3 which will have Alexander Sims and Antonio Garcia. In the sister car number 4 is Nicky Katzberg and Tommy Milner remain there. Now Paul Miller Racing. This team is the only one in the GTD Pro class which decided to have 3 drivers and will have Brian Sellers, Madison Snow and Neil Verhagen. The car number 9 Pfaff Motorsports will have Marvin Kirchhofer and the new LMP2 Le Mans winner Oliver Jarvis. And after competing with 2 cars at Detroit, Vassar Sullivan returns only with a single car number 14 and will have Ben Barnicoat and Jack Hawksworth. The next team is the number 19 Iron Lynx which is returning to the GTD Pro class. Frank Pereira and Jordan Pepper are the drivers. Now let's talk about the number 23 Heart of Racing team. The lineup will have Ross Gunn and Alex Riberas as the drivers. The next car is the number 62 Risi Competizione which is also an endurance entry and will have Daniel Serra and Davide Rigan. The next team is the Ford Multimatic Motorsports. First, the car number 64 with Harry Tinknell and Mike Rockenfeller. And for the car number 65, the drivers are Joey Hand and Dirk Muller. And finally, the last team in the GTD Pro lineup is the AO Racing Team number 77 with Lauren Heinrich and Sebastian Priol. Number 3, LMP2. After being absent at Long Beach, Laguna Seca and Detroit rounds, LMP2 is finally back. There will be 13 cars confirmed for the Watkins Glen round, the same number compared to the last round at Sebring. So let's check the drivers now. So first of all, let's start with the United Autosport. At the car number 2, the drivers are Ben Keating, Ben Hanley and Nico Pino. And at the number 22, Dan Goldberg, the new LMP2 Le Mans winner Bijoy Garg and Paul Di Resta are the drivers. At the CrowdStrike Racing by APR car number 04, George Kurtz, Toby Sowery and Colin Braun are the drivers. The next team is Tower Motorsports with car number 8. John Ferrano, Michael Dinnan and Charlie Eastwood are the drivers. Now let's talk about the TDS Racing number 11 car. Stephen Thomas, Hunter McElrea and Mikkel Jensen are the drivers. The next team is the number 18 Era Motorsport. Dwight Merriman, Connor Zilisch and Ryan Dalziel are the confirmed drivers. At the car 20 MDK by High Class Racing, the drivers are Dennis Anderson, Seth Lucas and Scott Huffaker. The next car is the number 33 Sean Creech Motorsport and the drivers confirmed are Lance Wilsey, Johnny Edgar and Joao Barbosa. The next team is the Inter Europol by PR1 Mathiasen Motorsports car number 52 with Nick Bull, Jakub Smichowski and Tom Dillman as the drivers. At the 74 car Riley, Gar Robinson, Josh Burton and Felipe Fraga remain as the trio at the team. Now Dragon Speed number 81. The driver lineup will be different compared to the Sebring round. Eric Lux returns to the team after not competing at Sebring, Rasmus Lind remains there and Nico Verone joins the 81 after AWA car number 17 withdrew from the IMSA grid. So the penultimate team in this list, the number 88 Richard Mille AF course. Luis Perez Kumpank, Lilo Wadu and the new Le Mans winner with Ferrari Nicholas Nielsen are the confirmed drivers. And finally the number 99 AO Racing and will have PJ Hyatt, Matt Brabham and Paul Lou Chatton as the drivers. Number 4, GTP. And finally let's talk about the GTP, which is the top class of the IMSA Weathertech Sportscar Championship. There will be 11 cars competing at Sebring, with all the full season teams competing and we're gonna see the Lamborghini SC63 returning because this is an endurance entry. So, let's check all the drivers. So first of all let's start with the Cadillac Racing operated by Chip Ganassi car number 01. This car will have only 2 drivers confirmed with Renger van der Zonde and Sebastian Bourdais who compete full season. And at the Whelen Cadillac Racing car number 31, in the entry list we have confirmed Jack Aitken, Pipo Dirani and Tom Blomqvist. However, according to the Sportscar 365, Blomqvist will not compete at Watkins Glen. Let's wait and see. The next team is Porsche Penske Motorsport. Like Cadillac Racing, both cars will have only 2 drivers. At the 6, Matthew Jaminet and Nick Tandy will be the drivers, while the GTP Championship leader car number 7 will have Dane Cameron and Felipe Nasser. Now let's talk about Wayne Taylor Racing with Andretti, which will also use only 2 drivers. At the car number 10, the team will have Felipe Albuquerque and Ricky Taylor. And at car 40, Jordan Taylor and Louis Delatraz will be the drivers. The next team is BMW M Team RLL. The German manufacturer will also have only 2 drivers in their cars. First the car number 24 with Jesse Krohn and Philip Eng. And at the car number 25, Connor De Filippi and Nick Yellowly are the drivers. And here comes the car number 5 from Proton Competition. Gian Maria Bruni is the only driver confirmed at the moment. 2 more drivers are set to be announced yet. And penultimate car at the GTP list is the number 85 JDC Miller Motorsports. Richard Westbrook, Tijman van der Helm and Phil Hansen are the drivers. And finally the last team in this list is Lamborghini Iron Lynx number 63. Andrea Caldarelli and Matteo Caroli are the drivers. Romain Grosjean will be absent due to the IndyCar race at Laguna Seca. So these are all the drivers which will be competing at the 6 Hours of the Glen at IMSA Weathertech Sportscar Championship. So who's gonna win the race next weekend? Which team are you going to support? So tell below in the comment sections. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to not lose more videos about IMSA and WEC. We see you in the next videos.